All right, here we are with homework number 5, talking about tangent lines. What we learned that if a line is tangent, its radius will be a perpendicular relationship to the tangent line. So that would mean this has to be, this angle would have to be perpendicular if xy is tangent. So they say determine if it is a tangent line. So if it's tangent, that means that has to be a right angle. And if it's a right angle, then it would have to work with Pythagorean's theorem. So what you're going to find is a lot of these next few problems are Pythagorean theorem. All right, so they gave us a radius right here of 6.4. So that means this is 6.4. So that side is 12.8. So that side squared plus 9.6 squared should equal 16 squared. And if all that checks out, then it would be tangent. So if you put this in your calculator, you will find out 256 does equal 256. And so, yes, this is tangent. All right, so the same idea on number 3. The question is it tangent? So we have this should be a right angle, so we have 5 squared for one side. The other side, they gave us a radius, so we have another radius, so that is 17 squared should equal 20 squared. Use your calculator and let's see what these equal. Let me pause here. Okay, so I worked out those numbers. 314 does not equal 14. So this is not a tangent line. All right. Number 5. Find the value of x. Assume that segments that are pure tangent are tangent. So we are now under the assumption that that would be a right angle because they are tangent. And this is just simply Pythagorean theorem. So 9 squared plus 14 squared would equal your hypotenuse squared, and work all that out, and you would have x equal 16.6. Okay, so we're not going to belabor these too much. You know how to do Pythagorean theorem. However, here's a little twist. We have a right angle here, and they just gave us this portion. Well, what do we know here? This is a radius. I keep saying this, and you don't know what I'm talking about. This is a radius, and this is a radius. So that means this would also be 24. A couple ways you could work this out. The way they did it in their example was they renamed this as y and then said 24 squared plus 32 squared equals y squared. And they worked that out and solved for y, so y equals 40. And then if we know that this whole side equals 40, then you can say, well, 40 equals 24 plus x. So solve for x, and you have, subtract 24, and you have 16. Okay, so a little twist on that one. Let's look at 9, see if there's a trick here. So again, we have a radius they're giving you as x, so that means this one is x. So this whole side is going to be 2x. And here's our tangent right angle. So you're looking at 12.6 squared plus 2x squared equals 21 squared. And when you set all that up, work it out. I would go with let's see, 12.6 squared is 158.76 plus 4x squared equals 441. Okay, so start solving for x squared. I'm going to take 144 minus 158.76, and I get a number like this. Divide both sides by 4, and x squared equals, let's do that real quick, 282.24 divided by 4 is 70.56, and then we need the square root of that. Let's see here, square root. So x equals 8.4. Okay. All right, moving on, 11. So again, the same idea. We have a tangent line, so we have a right angle. We are not given this side, but it is a radius, so this is also x. All right, so one side is x squared plus 12 squared equals, now this side is, the hypotenuse is x plus 6 squared. All right, so we're gonna have to do a little foiling right there, multiplying that out. So we have x squared plus 144 equals, so this is essentially, let me write it over here, x plus 6 times x plus 6. So we have x times x plus 6x plus 6x plus 36. X squared plus 12x plus 36 is this side. And I'm going to run off the screen. There we go. All right, so let's start simplifying this. I've got an x squared on both sides. So if I subtract x squared, they're going to both go away. So now I have 144 equals 12x plus 36. Now let's get the 36 to the other side. And that gives me 12x equals, taking away 36 from 144, I've got 108. Divide by 12, and I have x equal 9. Alrighty. Now another thing we learned out with tangent lines is that when you have two tangent lines coming from the same point, they are going to be equal. So we're not doing that problem, but if we did, we would just set up these two equal to each other and solve for x. But we're doing the odds, so let's come over here to 13. We also said if a shape circumscribes, because the word they use for this, then these are all equal. So you can look at these as like a lot of tangent lines, right? So these are going to be equal. This one we are not given right away. We're not given that right away, but we do know this is 2.5. Okay. Well, we're given the whole side, so this one is simply going to be 29 minus 17, which is 12. And that means that's 12. Here we're given that. Here we're given this whole side, so this piece right here is 21 minus 17. So that is your 4. And that gives us to be 4. And it asks for the perimeter. So we're going to add up all the sides. And quite honestly, perimeter, we didn't need to break this all out because they gave us the long one. So really, we actually did more work with than we needed. 21 plus 29. And maybe we did need to. I'm not sure. 6.5 here. and this side is 14.5. Okay, if you add all that up, you are going to get 71. All right, and on to 15. We have to find ST. ST, find the diameter basically. All right, so they gave us PQ. They gave us QR. And they gave us QW. QU, I'm sorry. QU is 34. Okay, interesting. So these have to be right angles. I'm just trying to see what we know here. So we can start by finding the length of these sides of these triangles. So we can say that 4x plus 2 is equal to 7x minus 19. Okay, so working that out, I'm going to subtract 4x. And that's going to give me 2 equal to 3x minus 19. I'm going to add 19. 3x equals 21. Divide by 3. X equals 7. All right, so if x equals 7, we can go back and figure out the actual length of this side. 4 times 7 plus 2. So 7 times 4 is 28, which is 30. We know these are congruent, so if that's 30, this is 30. So now I can figure out what, let's see, if I have, let's take a highlighter here. If I know this triangle, that would give me a radius if I could figure out this missing side here. And that would then, I could just double that to get ST, which is what I'm looking for. So let's go with that. I'm going to take 30 squared. I'm going to call this X now, equals hypotenuse squared. And let's see what all that equals. I've got 900 plus X squared equals 1156. So solve for X squared. I'm going to subtract 900 from both sides. That equals 256. So X equals 16. All right, so this radius is 16. This is 16, which means this is 16. That's 16. So the diameter ST is equal to 32. Alrighty. And that looks like we're done. Hope that helps, and we will talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.